Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. Just give me 2 minutes, I'll just check whether audio everything is fine. Okay, so welcome you all to my channel. So in this video, as improvement exam is coming nearby, so I just want to start the revision with the compartment paper of the previous year, that is 2025 compartment paper of Math Standard syllabus. We are going to cover in this video, starting with section A questions. So section A, as you already know, it is 1 mark questions. It will be having 18 MCQs and 2 assessment revision questions. Okay, so let's start with first question, and whoever want to have the solution of the recently done exam, which is 30/3/3, one of the set paper, that I will kept in the description, so you can check that list. There I have a playlist which covers all sections from starting from section A to section E. Regarding section C, I made a few small mistakes for 2 questions. That is, that last step some addition is wrong, so that I have mentioned in the pin comment of that particular video. You can check, and if you have any other doubts, you can mention in the comment section. Okay, so let's start with today's video. So let's see the first question. So the first question is related to polynomials. So what is it saying? If in the given figure shows the graph of a polynomial, the polynomial is y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. They are asking then what we have to find. So as per the graph, if any graph, if it is pointing downward, that is the u, if it is downward, the easy answer is a should be less than 0. That is, coefficient of x square should be less than 0 if it is the parabola is this way, that is downward. Okay, the same way, if in your question, the coming exam, if the question might be giving like this, upward graph, then in this condition the coefficient of x square, which is a, should be greater than 0. Okay, if it is inverted like this, then you see that the coefficient of x square should be less than 0. Hope it's clear, because it's not like same question will be coming in a main exam, but they can relate to similar question. If the same question, they can ask you like, this is the graph, then what is the condition? For this type of upward graph, then the coefficient of x square should be greater than 0. If it is downward graph like this, then the coefficient of x square should be less than 0. Okay, now let's move to the next one. The total number of factors of a square of prime number. So if they ask you this type of question, make sure to use an example that will be much easier to solve it. Okay, so for this example, I'm taking as a prime number as 3. So what is the square of 3? Square of 3 is 9. What are the factors of 9? Factors of 9 are 1, 3, 9. So how many factors? 3 factors. So for any square of a prime number, the number of factors is always 3. Okay, next move to the third one. So as I mentioned, if you have any doubts regarding this video, you can mention directly in the live section, or else you can also mention in the comment section. If you're watching this video later, I'll definitely check and respond to your comments. Okay, so let me just mention in the chart, so that if someone wants to refer, they can check it. Let's continue with the third question. The value of k for which the pair of linear equations has no solution. So what is the condition for a pair of linear equations to no solution? The condition is it should be parallel lines. So the parallel lines a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 and should not be equal to c1 by c2. Okay, it's a similar question. I will tell you the other parts. They can ask you coincident line. If they ask you for coincident, that is infinite solution, the pattern should be a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 should be equal to c1 by c2. This is for infinite solutions and coincident lines. Okay, same they can also for intersecting lines. If it is for intersecting, then a1 by a2 should be not be equal to b1 by b2, and this is for unique solution, that is one solution, and the lines should be intersecting. Okay, I have covered all three concepts which can be related to this type of questions. If they ask you infinite solutions, then all three ratios should be equal and the lines are coincident. If it is parallel, like this scenario where there is no solution, it should be parallel. So for parallel, a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 and not equal to c1 by c2. For intersecting lines where you have unique solution, so here in this case a1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. Okay, so let's go to our question which is saying parallel lines. So a1 by a2, a1 is x coefficient which is k plus 1. Okay, here it is not in the exact order like this, so let's just rewrite this equation. So now this becomes, move everything to the left one side, so this becomes 3x minus 4y, and keep the coefficient to the other side, the constant other side becomes equal to 8. And the first equation is k plus 1 into x plus 2 into 1 minus k into y is equal to 15. This is the first equation. Okay, so a1 by a2, a1 is k plus 1 by 3 is equal to b1 by b2, which is 2 into 1 minus k by b2, b2 is minus 4. Okay, so 2 1s, 2 2s you can cancel, just cross multiply. Now this becomes 2k plus 2 is equal to 3 minus 3k. So let's move 3k to other side, becomes 2k plus 3k, which is 5k is equal to 3 plus 2. Just a minute, it is k plus 1 by 3. Okay, 2 into 1 minus k by 4. Okay, this is not equal to 15 by 8. Okay, it is minus 2 here, so this becomes minus 2k. This is minus 2k and minus 2, because we have to multiply with minus 2, not 2 here. Okay, so if you move 3k to the other side, becomes 3k minus 2k is equal to 3 plus 2, which is 5. So the k value is 3k minus 2k is 5k, k is equal to 5. So the option is C. Okay, so this is condition for parallel lines where they are asking no solution. Next, move to the fourth question. The sixth term of the AP is, okay, so for this question, so here they have mentioned as root value. So let's take the root value outside, then you will easily get in the AP part. So 27 can be written as 9 into 3. So square root of 9 is 3. So this second write it as first term as 3 root 3. What about second term? 75. 75 is nothing but 25 into 3. 25 square, root of 25 is 5. So this second write it as 5 root 3. What about third term? You can simply guess it should be 7 root 3. Next should be 9 root 3. Next should be 11 root 3. And the next one is 13 root 3. It goes in that way. Because the difference is nothing but 2 root 3 is the common difference value. Okay, so they are asking sixth term here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is sixth term, but they're not asking in terms of this value. They want everything inside the root. So if you want to keep 13 inside the root, this becomes 13 square into 3. So 13 square is 169. So let's multiply 169 into 3. 9 3 is 27, 2, 6 3 is 18, 19 20, 3 1 is 3, 4 5. So the answer is root over 507. Okay, let's move to the next one. Fifth question. In the given figure, PQ and PR are tangents to a circle such that PQ is 7. PQ is 7, okay. Angle RPQ is equal to 60. This angle is 60. Okay. So as I mentioned here, PQ and PR are tangents. If they are tangents from a single point, then the length of the tangent should be equal. So I can simply say this value is also 7. So if these two are 7, then it's nothing but PQR is an isosceles triangle. Why it is isosceles? Because two sides of a triangle are equal. We are not sure about the third side, but two sides we know those are equal. If two sides are equal, then the opposite angles are also equal. So this, if I mention as x, and this isn't mentioned as x. So the sum of all three angles should be equal to 180 degrees. So 60 plus x is equal to 180. So 2x is equal to 120, x is equal to 60. So now I found it's not only isosceles, it is exactly equilateral triangle. Why it is equilateral? Because all sides of a triangle are equal, which is 60 degrees. If all sides are angles are equal, then sides are also equal. So QR is also 7 centimeters. Okay, let's move to the sixth one. Raina is 1.5 meters tall. At an instance, his shadow is 1.8 meters long. At the same instance, the shadow of a pole is 9 meters long. How tall is the pole? So this is heights and distance question, and just simply have to just relate two triangles. Then you can easily solve this question. First, Raina is 1.5 meters tall. His shadow is 1.8. What about the second one? Pole is 9 meters long. We need to get the shadow is 9 meters. Then need to get the height. Keep it as x. So simply just get the relate the ratios, you'll get the answer. So it is 1.5 by x is equal to 1.8 by 9. So this is nothing but 0.2. So x is nothing but 1.5 by 0.2 or 15 by 2. 15 by 2 is what? 7.5 meters. So the height of the pole is 7.5 meters. It's a direct question. Okay, let's see the next one. So seventh question, what they are saying, card numbered 10, 11 and so on till 30 are kept in a box and shuffled thoroughly. Okay, Rohit draws a card at random from the box. The probability that the number of on the card is multiple of 4 or 5. So let's first get what are the numbers which are multiples of 4 or 5 from 10 till 30. Okay, so from 10, the first value of the 4 or 5 will be 12, and then 15 because it's multiple of 5, then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 24, 25, 28, and then 30. So these are the multiples of 4 as well as 5. So what are the total numbers we got? Okay, between 10 means 10 also should be included. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the total numbers we got is 9. Winning chances are 9. Total chances from 10 to 30, the total numbers are 21, not 20, because from 11 to 30 it is 20. So we have to include 10 as well. So the total numbers are 21. So the winning chances by total chances is the probability. So the answer is B, which is 9 by 21. Okay, let's move to the next question. M is a point. M is a point on y-axis at a distance of 4 units from x-axis, and it lies below the x-axis. Below the x-axis means the y-coordinate is negative. So I will write like if I draw a number line like this, then the point will be here because it is below the x-axis and the point on y-axis. So this point is nothing but 0, minus 4. The second point they have mentioned, Q should be somewhere here, which is 5, 1. They are asking distance between 2 points. The formula of distance between 2 points is root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So the x1 value, I'll write the points again here. It is 0, minus 4. And the second point, Q point, is 5, 1. So just substitute the values. It is 5 minus 0, simply okay, 5 minus 0 whole square plus y2 is 1. 1 minus of minus 4 becomes 1 plus 4 whole square. So root of 25 plus 25 is root of 50, which is C. Hope it's clear. Now let's move to the next one. Ninth question. X is equal to P cos cube alpha and y is equal to Q sin cube alpha. They are asking x by P whole power 2 by 3 plus y by P whole power 2 by 3. So just substitute x value in that equation they have mentioned. So it is P cos cube alpha by P whole power 2 by 3 plus y value is Q sin cube alpha by Q whole power 2 by 3. So simply Q gets cancelled out, PP gets cancelled out, this cube and the 3 gets cancelled out same way here. So the remaining part is cos square alpha plus sin square alpha. This is nothing but the first trigonometric identity where sin square alpha plus cos square alpha, the value is 1. So this is the answer. Let's move to the next one. 10th question. In the given figure, a circle inscribed in a triangle ABC touches AB, BC and CA at X, Y, Z respectively. They are asking AB is 12. Okay, AB length they have mentioned as 12. AY is 8. So this value is 8. CY is 7. Sorry, CY is 6. Okay, they are asking BC length, this whole length. Okay, so this is nothing but again triangles and circles related to a chapter, because it is related to length of tangents for an external point is always equal. So if this is 8, then this value is also 8. The total is 12. So 12 minus 8, so I can say Bx is 4. If Bx is 4, Bz is also 4. This is Cy is 6, then Cz is also 6. So they are asking BC. BC is nothing but Bz plus Cz. So it's number 6 plus 4, which is nothing but 10. Hence the answer is 10 centimeters. Okay, I'm repeating this question again. In the given figure, they are saying a circle is inscribed inside a triangle ABC. If a circle is inscribed inside a triangle ABC, then nothing but we have tangents here. From external point A, I can see AX is equal to AY. Same way from B point, I can see BX is equal to BZ, because it is external tangents from external point B. Same way CZ is equal to CY, because these are the tangents from external point C. So in this question they have mentioned this as 8, so I can say this is 8. 12 minus 8, this I got 4. If this is 4, this is 4. This is already provided 6, so this also 6. Hence 4 plus 6 is the length of BC side, which is 10 centimeters. Okay, let's move to the 11th question. So the 11th question is, if the sum of first n terms of AP they have mentioned, they are asking its common difference. So first of all, if Sn is provided, Sn is equal to 2n square plus 5n, then I can simply say first term S1, sum of first term, nothing but the first term. So first term is 2 into 1 square plus 5 1. So this becomes 2 plus 5, which is 7. So 7 is nothing but A or first term. Okay, same way if I take sum of two terms is nothing but S2. So 2 into 2 square plus 5 into 2, I will get 2 into 4 plus 5 into 2 is 10. So 8 plus 10 is 18. It is not second term, it is sum of two terms. So second term if I want, that is A2, if I ask, then it becomes S2, which is 18 minus 7. 18 minus 7, I will get it as 11. So A2 is 11 and A1 is 7. So that common difference D is equal to some difference between any two consecutive terms. Here we have A2 and A1. So simply A2 minus A1, which is 11 minus 7. Hence we got the D value as common difference, which is B. Okay, let's move to the 12th question. The numerical value of the area of a circle is equal to that of perimeter of semicircular disc. Okay, this is interesting. Semicircular disc will be something like this. So it is complete part, it's not empty. Okay, so what is the perimeter of the semicircular disc? It will be D, which is diameter, plus half of the circle, so which is pi r. Okay, so they're asking value of area of circle is equal to perimeter of area of circle. Formula is pi r square is equal to perimeter of semicircular disc, which is D, which I will write it as 2r plus pi r. So I can simply cancel out square r. So I will get r value as 2 plus pi or pi plus 2 by pi, which is okay. Semicircular disc. Okay, this part is important for this question, because this usually don't come in normal exams, but it is a compartment exam, so it will be little tricky when compared to the normal exam, because here the time is more to prepare. Okay, so what is semicircular disc means? I am repeating. Okay, if you remember, okay, just take it as example of half of pizza. It will be shape of a semicircular disc. Disc means it has entire volume, it is not an empty value. Okay, when it is semicircular disc, means semicircle plus, but circle will inside will not have anything, but here it is a disc, then entire part also will have some data. Okay, hence the perimeter is nothing but the outside boundary. So this boundary contains first is diameter, and then this part is nothing but half of circle. So this way the perimeter of circle I have to take it as half, so which is 2 pi r by 2. So this part is pi r, this part is diameter, which is 2r. Hence the perimeter of semicircular disc becomes 2r plus pi r. Okay, I just cancelled out r on both sides and I got the radius as pi plus 2 by pi, which is c. Hope it's clear. Let's move to 13th question. two dice are thrown simultaneously, this is very important question. This type of questions will be coming for sure, dice questions. Okay, the product of the numbers appearing on the top is noted. The probability of the probability of the product is less than 6. Okay, it's not equal to 6, less than 6. Okay, let's take all the winning cases. If two dice are thrown, it can be 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6 I cannot take because 1 into 6 becomes 6. And then if it is 1 is 2 on 1, then 2 2 is 4, 2 3 I cannot write, it becomes 6. Then 3 into 1, 3 2 I cannot write, and 4 on first dice I can write 4 into 1, and then 5 into 1. Okay, so the total cases are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So the winning cases are 10, and the total cases for 2 dice is always 6 into 6, which is 36. So let's divide by 2, you'll get 2 5s 2 18. So the answer should be 5 by 18. So the answer is C. So always remember, for dice you have to consider all the cases, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 on first dice. Same way for second dice, again it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So based upon the condition you have to take the pairs, get the total number of winning cases. By total cases you'll get the final answer. Okay, next move to 14th. Find the value of tan alpha plus tan beta from the following diagram. It is given that Rs by Sq is 1:2. Rs is here, Sq is 1:2. Okay, for these questions always consider the ratios. So let Rs is equal to x, then Sq becomes 2 into x, so this is 2x. If I ask you what is Rq value, Rq value is nothing but Rs plus Sq, so this becomes x plus 2x, which is 3x. Okay, why I have written all three, I'll get to know when you're solving this question. Okay, so what is tan alpha? Opposite by adjacent side. Opposite is PR by Rs. So let it here, PR by Rs whole by tan beta. Tan beta is again opposite side by adjacent side, which is PR by RQ. PR by RQ. So PR gets cancelled out. So I can write the final equation as RQ by Rs. So now I will use the conditions which I wrote it here. RQ got it as 3x, Rs I assumed is x, so 3x cancelled out. So the final answer of the ratio is 3, which is again C. Okay, let's move to the next one. 15th question. A and C are opposite vertices of a parallelogram ABCD. It's a diagonal intersects at point P, which is A comma B. The relation between A and B is. So for a parallelogram, the diagonals always bisect each other. Okay, so that bisect each other means it is the midpoint of the line joining the opposite vertices. So I'll write it as A, B, C and D. And the A point they have mentioned as minus 4, 5, and the C point are 8, 2. They are saying the diagonals bisect each other. So this point is nothing but the P, which is A comma B. So what is P, A comma B? It is nothing but the midpoint of A and C. So midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 by 2, and the y1 plus y2 by 2 is the y coordinate. So just substitute the values. X value is, x1 is minus 4, x2 is 8 by 2, y1 is 5, y2 is 2 by 2. So this I will get 4 by 2 is nothing but 2. 5 plus 7 is 7 by 2. I'll write it as 7 by 2 is 3.5. Okay, they are asking relation between A and B. So from these two values I can simply say B value is nothing but A plus 1.5. Why? Because B value is 3.5. If I add 1.5 to 2, I will get A plus 1.5. Hence the answer is B. Okay, next move to last 5 questions. 16th question. Perimeter of a square is equal to that of circle. Perimeter of square is S square. Sorry, perimeter is 4S. 4S is equal to that of circle. Circle perimeter is 2 pi r. Okay, 2 1s, 2 2s. So I can get for the relation between S and the pi r is S is equal to pi r by 2. Okay, now let's see what they are asking, to find the ratios of their areas. Now let's write the areas. S square by area of circle is pi r square. What is S value with respect to here? I got it as pi square r square by 4 by pi r square. 1 pi and square get cancelled out, r square gets cancelled out. So I'm getting the final answer as pi by 4. So they haven't mentioned in pi, so simply substitute pi as 22 by 7. So we'll get 22 by 7 into 4, 2 ones, 2 11s. So I'll get the final answer as 11 by 7 to 14, which is 11 is to 14. The answer is B. So for this question we have to remember perimeter of square is 4s, area of square is s square, whereas perimeter of circle is 2 pi r and area of circle is pi r square. If you know these formulas, you can easily solve this type of questions. Okay, next move to 17th question. Okay, the length of string of kite flying 50 meters above the ground with an angle of elevation. So it's a direct heights and distance, that is angle of elevation type of question. Applications of trigonometry. So just consider right angle triangle. Height is 50. They're asking length of kite, which is, let us assume it is x, and this angle they have mentioned as 60. So simply use sine theta, because sine theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. Sine 60 value is root 3 by 2. Opposite side is 50. Hypotenuse is x. And so we'll simply get the length of the kite as 50 into 2, which is 100 by root 3 meters. 100 by root 3 is, yeah. So I'll write all first three trigonometry. So this will be sufficient for most of the questions. Sin x is opposite side by hypotenuse. Cos x is adjacent side by hypotenuse, whereas tan x is opposite side by adjacent side. Okay, so mostly by these three ratios, if you remember, then you can easily solve any questions related to heights and distance chapter. Okay, next move to the 18th. There is a square lawn of side 8 meters inside a circular path like this of radius 20. Okay, Mr. Joseph wants to plant a sapling in the park. The probability that he can plant it outside the lawn. So for this question, the winning probability is, we have to get the area, which is like this. If I say this is the shaded part, then the winning case is nothing but the shaded part, and the total case is the entire circle. So winning case is nothing but area of circle minus area of square, and the total cases are area of circle. So what is area of circle? Pi r square. So pi into r is 20 square minus area of square is side square. So side is 8. So 8 square by area of circle is again pi r square. So 400 pi minus 8 square is 64 by 400 pi. Hence the answer is D, which is 400 pi minus 64 by 400 pi. It's a direct question, but just we have to know what are the formulas of area of circle and area of square, then we usually solve this question. Okay, next move to the 19th. In the given figure, a toy is in the form of cylinder surmounted by a hemisphere of same radius. If the radius of cylinder is 3 centimeters and the height is 7 centimeters, then the volume of the toy is 81 pi centimeter cube. Let's just verify it. How to verify? You have to just add both the volume formulas of cylinder and hemisphere. Cylinder formula, volume formula is pi r square h, and hemisphere, which is about half of sphere, which is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so pi they have mentioned as well, so I'll just take pi as common. Let's substitute the values. R square, r is 3 centimeters, so 9 into 3 square is 9. Height is 7 plus 2 by 3 into r cube. R is again 3, so 3 cube is 27. 3 ones, 3 nines. So we'll get 9 into, sorry, pi into 63 plus 18. 63 plus 18 is nothing but 81 pi. Hence the first statement is true. What about second? The volume of solid is the sum of volumes of cylinder and the volume of hemisphere. Hence the reason is also true. Hence the right option for this question is A, where assertion and reason are correct, and reason is a correct explanation for the assertion. Next move to the last question for today, which is 20th question. The quadratic equation has real roots. what is how to identify whether it's real roots or not? We have to just find b square minus 4ac, and if this value is greater than or equal to 0, then you can say that the roots are real. So the b value is 4 here, so 4 square minus 4 into a value is nothing, so 1, so which is 5. 4 square is nothing but 16 minus 20, so I am getting the value as negative here. If it is negative, it is not real roots, it has imaginary roots. Hence assertion is false. The quadratic equation has real roots if b square 4 is greater than 0, hence correct. The reason is true. So for this, the option should be D, where A is false and R is true. Okay, so in this way all the 20 questions of compartment exam set 1 are done. So mostly today evening or tomorrow morning I'll try to cover section B and C, and mostly today is 12th, right? So by 14th I will make sure to complete the other two sections, which is D and E as well. Okay, so thanks for watching. So mostly today evening if possible I'll try to cover, or else tomorrow I'm sure I'll cover at least 2 sections, which are section B and C, and try to make it live around 11 AM tomorrow. Tomorrow the date is 13th May 11 AM. I will cover these 2 sections, and based upon time I'll try to cover the other sections as well. Okay, yeah, hi Giu, to me, I'm sorry if I spell your name is wrong. So thanks for joining. So tomorrow I will be having another live session on section B and C of compartment exam of 2025 board. That the set is 30/S/1. Okay, so thanks for watching. Let's meet again tomorrow at 11 AM with solutions of section B and C. Thank you.